the silent surge of secularism in Israel. Okay, before we get into this, guys, I know that this is very hot and people are very strong and emotional and activated about this. Okay, this is not about the conflict. This is literally just about the lives of non religious people in Israel. So, for this segment, I don't want people in the live chat to be making it about this conflict because, in many ways, it's going to be the non religious people in Israel that lead us to a better future. Okay? So, let's just get that out of the way. Okay. In a nation like Israel, renowned for its religious fervor, it's strikingly significant that a significant portion of its population is secular. A 2021 Israeli Central Bureau of Statistics survey highlighted that among Israeli Jews aged over 20, about 45% identified as secular or non religious. Furthermore, 33% practiced quote unquote a traditional religious worldview, while ultra Orthodox Jews or Haredim constituted only 10%. Uh, Naor Narkis, founder of Enlightened Israel, champions the notion that for many secular Israelis, Jewish identity is more cultural, rooted in the Hebrew language and shared history rather than traditional religious worship. He asserts what defines us is our language, our heritage, but doesn't involve faith in God. This sentiment is reinforced by the fact that approximately 4,000 people in Israel, or 1 in 7 Haredi education system graduates, depart from the ultra Orthodox community every year, underscoring the evolving nature of religious identity within the country. So, to put that into context, every year 4,000 people leave the ultra Orthodox community.
Hmm.
One in 7, which is significant considering that Haredi families tend to have 6 children.
Wait, so how does that work out? Because aren't they making? Wouldn't that still be a win for the religious? They're making so many babies. So what's the net effect?
I don't know. I don't know. I just
Oh,
know that they said that about 1 in 7 Haredi leave every year, and Haredi families on average have about, I think, 6.1 children. That
okay.
means that this
Because
likely
I
touches
know.
every family.
Okay, they have 6 children, and 1 in 7 of them are leaving. That's not gonna. They're still winning though. Unfortunately, that doesn't work
Well,
in our
yeah.
favor.
Well, that
They have too many
I
kids.
have controversial opinions about the government systems surrounding the ultra Orthodox community in Israel. Um, but this article was really interesting because it mostly focused on the lives and experiences of people that leave the ultra Orthodox or Haredi community, and how there are certain nonprofits that are set up to help people leave the Haredi community. But then on the other
Hmm.
side, that there are government systems that basically are focused on trying to get Haredi people into like tech jobs and stuff. But then if you leave the Haredi community, you no longer have
Yeah.
access to those programs, even though like that was your background, that was your upbringing, and you're disadvantaged because of how tightly controlling that background and upbringing was, right? A lot of Haredi like don't
Mm.
teach their children English, which is going to be a major setback in the workplace, especially in a country like Israel. Um, it also profiled other groups. I think, yeah, it was Enlightened Israel who gives out free smartphones to the Haredim, and
Mm.
they've distributed over 3,000 smartphones. So I thought that that was really amazing because a major criticism and concern I have with the Haredim community is how tight of information control the community practices, and they don't like media or smartphones because it's a popular belief that that is basically a window into sin and a window into this horrible sinful world, right? But in practice that's information control, and that's a very destructive practice for a group to engage in. um I'm sorry, I think I just cut you off. I think you were about to say something.
No, 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 that's okay. Look at this. Look at this graph. This is for um this is what I'm talking about, right?
Hmm.
This is, what is this? The Haredim set up to make 16% of Israel's population by 2030. So look at so the yellow is the just your average Jewish person in Israel, and the red is the Arabs, and the Arabs are growing, and the normal Jewish person are growing as well. But look at the blue. Look how fast the blue is growing. That's the ultra Orthodox. These are the people who are responsible for making Israel more and more religious, and for religion kind of coming more into politics, into schools, and into military. This blue line is why Israel is so weak right now in defending itself, right? That blue line is increasing. I don't know if 1 in 7 is enough to. I know some of them are leaving. Some of this blue line people are leaving, the ultra Orthodox religious people in Israel are leaving religion, but they're just growing so fast. I mean, they kind of see it as their duty to make as many children as possible, because they are actually. This is not a conspiracy theory. This is what Israeli people say themselves. Okay, I've been to Israel. I've talked to many people there. Okay, I'm not saying, like, I'm not making an accusation based on nothing here. They know that they are less in the country, and they are actively are trying to have more babies to change the demographics of Israel. So, and this is dangerous. We could lose. I mean, the greatest threat to Israel is this blue line, right? This blue line, this rise of ultra Orthodox Judaism in Israel, is going to make Israel more and more weak. It's going to divide Israel against itself, and it's going to leave it vulnerable against external threats. I mean, we have been saying that for many years now, that this is going to make Israel weak, and now actually you see the results. We were right about this. It happened, and now we're going to continue raising this alarm, and something needs to be done about this. This is why, again, another salute to all the atheist activists in Israel. I've been to Israel. I know the work that they do. I know all the effects that they are having, and they are, another example again today why atheist activism is so important, and why religion is in the way. Religion is in the way. Religion is the main, in many places in the world, it's the main reason why we can't have nice things, right? In Israel, in Nigeria, in India, progress is being slowed down, and in many places completely stopped because of religion. So, guys, again, please either be an atheist activist or support atheist activists like us. Support this channel. But
Hmm.
isn't this horrible? Look at that blue line. Look at how fast it's growing.
Well,
Um, but
I want
yeah,
to be careful about the way that you're saying that, Armin, because you talking about Jewish people having more babies
right.
and how that being a bad thing can be misconstrued in a very bad
I'm not
way.
talking about Jewish people. Look at that yellow line. I'm not talking about that. That yellow line is also Jewish people. Okay, I'm talking about the blue line. This is
Mhm.
ultra Orthodox people. Okay, so guys, please don't
I know, but
misinterpret
a
what
lot
I'm
of people would
saying.
perceive that as extremely anti-Semitic.
Okay. So thank you for mentioning that. So I'm trying to be more clear. I I say this as a Zionist myself. Okay, I've been to Israel. I talked to Jewish atheist activists in Israel. Okay, people who consider themselves to be ethnically Jewish. Okay, they see this as a danger to Israel. Okay, I see this as a danger to Israel. I the reason why this is not anti-Semitic is because I love Israel and I want to defend Israel, and this is a threat to Israel. How could this be anti-Semitic when I'm saying this as a way to defend Israel? I think Israel needs to exist as a place where Jewish people could feel safe, and this is a threat to that. So this is not anti-Semitic. This is actually pro-Jewish, because I'm saying this so that Jewish people have a country where they could call home, where they could feel safe. Does that Is that enough explanation for why what I'm saying is not anti-Semitic? I think I made myself
Yeah,
clear,
I just
right?
think that especially during these times and in general, it's really important to be
Right.
clear and say it loudly for the people that aren't familiar with us what we mean by that. And for me,
Yeah.
it comes from a very simple position. If I see a group in mass engaged in destructive behaviors, and destructive behaviors as defined by my own study of psychology and also thought reform and social control and cult abusive behaviors, if I see any group engaged in those, I'm going to have major concerns about it, especially when it comes to the safeguarding of children and the ability for children to choose a lifestyle for themselves individually and freely. And it's this is one of those instances where it is an issue. Um, so we
Yes.
should just be we can talk about that.
Also, this is bad for the ultra-Orthodox Jewish people themselves, okay? Because when you are having more children because it's your religious duty or because you're trying to save the country, that means that you're kind of messing up your own family. Like you're not your priority should be like how many kids we need to have that is good for us as a family, rather than like what am I doing to serve God or the nation, right? So this doesn't just harm other people, it harms them, the people who are making these decisions as well, right?
Well,
When
my
you're having
understanding is that the ultra Orthodox community, the Haredim, receive a disproportionate amount of social welfare, and they have all these very specific social welfare programs, which is part
what
of how they're allowed. Why you see these trends, and I'm not the most educated on
what
it, but
it's
from what I know, I was deeply troubled by it.
yeah, but it's circular. It's circular. Are you there with us? Is
Yeah,
Susie?
yeah, yeah.
Okay. So it's sorry, you froze for me. It's circular. So these social programs are there because they are having more babies so they could vote to keep those social programs in place. And the social programs depends on how many they are, and how many they are, it's causing them to keep those social programs.
And then it's
So it's like
actually
a
a taboo within your
vicious cycle.
community to join the IDF. So
Right.
then they have a huge
I mean, they
population
don't
of men that are of age that to defend the nation, and they don't defend the nation.
they don't
That is
even
actually
work.
that's what's most troubling for me. I mean, I believe in conscientious objection, but um that's something I've been thinking about recently. I need to
Yeah, I mean it's not
develop
it's
my thoughts.
worse than everybody else has to serve in the military and protect the country, and they don't even work, let alone it's not just military service, it's any work. The government has to pay them for them to just stay at home and read religious texts. I mean, they're not contributing, and they're rising in number, and like they have all these programs to just make sure that they get paid with other people's tax money. Everybody else has to work, and they just get to stay at home just because they happen to be religious. It's insane.
Yeah,
It's
I do
insane.
really want to learn more about myself personally. I want to understand better from what I
Is
understand.
Susie
I was
choppy for you
deeply
guys?
concerned, and I thought any society that existed like that would have an extreme social and national burden placed upon it. But yeah, I do need to know the specifics.
Do you know who makes the most amazing, gorgeous, and other adjectives that I can't use here on YouTube, blasphemous art ever? We do! And for some reason, we are giving it away for free. Download them now using the link in the description before we change our mind.